Welcome to Beijing.
To the Olympic site, what they call the bird's nest, and we held up, we climbed 2 poles, hung 2 banners, one saying, "One world, one dream, free Tibet." The other one saying, "Tibet will be free," in English and in Mandarin Chinese. And we did this to shed some light on what China is doing currently in Tibet right now. Brutal occupation, subjugation of a people. And in the meantime, there's millions of people coming and supporting the Olympics. So it's obviously a propaganda campaign set up by the Chinese government to kind of sweep Tibet under the rug and establish their claims on Tibet, which...
What happened to you when you climbed the pole, you unfurled the banner?
Yeah. We were detained. We got taken to a police setup, and we were taken there, and we were questioned for about 8 hours. And then we were deported at 9 o'clock back to the U.S.
No further possibility of going back to China? What kind of restrictions?
Well, it was either be deported or spend 5 days in detention. They forced us to buy with our own money tickets back to the U.S., and we had no real choice on the matter.
Did they tell you you can't come back, or did they say anything to you about...
Well, they said if we do come back, we have to respect Chinese law. And they gave us a finger wagging and gave us quite a long lecture of their version of events in China.
What did they say about what you had done?
Well, they said that we had broken their law and that we had hurt the feelings of the Chinese. But part of the reason we did all this is not to hurt the feelings of the Chinese people and not to do anything around the Olympics. We respect the Olympics, we respect the Chinese people. But the reason we did these things is to really shed some light on the current situation in Tibet and on the current occupation and brutal suppression of the people there.
I don't know if you know what's happened in this case with the 2 women that climbed on to the consulate.
Yeah, we just found out yesterday.
Do you see any difference in the way the Chinese treated you and the way the Chinese are handling this?
I think for us, they were on their best behavior, especially being such a focal point in the media in the world. I think they wanted to really hush up the Tibetan issue as much as they could. And I know from past actions and past things and reports from the ground inside Lhasa that the treatment is much different and very different in those situations. So fortunately, we had the umbrella of the Olympic spotlight, and they did not want to show a bad face to the international media and the press, which I think is a lot different in other situations.
You know, what I'd like to say is that it seems like the Chinese government has several faces. There's the face that they're using the multi-billion-dollar propaganda campaign that they're showing the whole world, this peaceful country that respects civil rights, using the Olympics to whitewash their human rights atrocities inside Tibet and other provinces. And then there's the face that the Tibetans see inside Tibet, a face hidden behind right ear and arbitrary detentions and forced sterilizations and torture and general rampant human rights abuses. And it's up to the whole world, I think, to stand up and say that we're not going to accept this.
Our plans are to keep pushing the issue, to keep pushing the envelope, and to keep showing that this will not be silenced easily. After the Beijing Games are open, it's still the same issue, and the Chinese are going to have to really face that issue. And we are encouraging open dialogues with Tibetan leaders to swiftly take care of this issue in a very peaceful, nonviolent, and constructive manner in which everyone's rights are taken into consideration.
The Olympics is an unprecedented opportunity for the world to take a look at China, and this is our chance to show the world the true face of China and the Chinese authoritarian regime's brutal crackdown on the people inside Tibet. This is an urgent urgent situation needs to be dealt with right now. And the whole world, I think, is watching China, and it's up to us to have our voices be heard loud and clear, that we won't accept this, that we won't accept any more of this human rights abuses inside the country, inside Tibet.
Terry, do you have any plans for any more protests between now and the end of the game?
Well, there are people all over the world who are in solidarity with the Tibetan people in their movement for freedom, and it's very likely that there will be many more protests, both all around the world and inside Beijing. I don't know any specific details.
One world, one dream. Which world? Which dream? Not my world, not my dream. Welcome to Beijing Olympics Games.